This is my third video in LWC. So in this video, I am going to discuss what is a decorator in LWC. So this is the main part of LWC. So you must be know about the decorator when you create or working on LWC. So in this video, I will be discuss the LWC decorator, and every decorator I will be show the example why we are use it. So first, a decorator in LWC is a special JavaScript symbol that gives the extra meaning or behaviors to the property or method in your components. I have three type of decorator in LWC. So first is the API, track, and wire. So what is the meaning of decorators? So in LWC, the special meaning every decorator and special ability all the decorator I will show every decorator. So first decorator is the API decorator. So what is the API decorator? The API decorator is a used to make a property or method public, so it can be accessed from outside the component, usually be a parent component. Means if you are create your method or property API, so it is become a public, and it can be accessible for outside the component. Suppose you are making some variable in your component public, so it is accessible for outside some other components. It become a public. The second, by use the API. So first is send the data from parent to child. In your case, you have to pass the data parent side to child side. So in this scenario, you can create or use the API decorator. The second one is to call the method on the child component from the parent. Means if you are calling your child component method from a parent side, so you have to declare this method at the rate API. Think of API decorator as the opening doorway from communication between the parent and child components. It is some kind of doorway to communicate child and parent components. Here I have an example to send the data parent to child side. So here I have parent HTML code. In this template I am calling the child component and pass the single message which is hello from parents. This the JS child JS. In child JS I will declare a message property and make the public using the @API decorator. So this message is accessible for every outside component, and now our parent component is passed the hello from parent message, so it is assigned for message variable. And now in our HTML page we are I am displaying this message in our HTML. So whenever I run this code, so hello from parent message will be displayed in our child HTML. So this is the way you can pass the value from parent to child. And in this case, you have to make the property public using the @API decorator. This is the one scenario. The second one is parent call method in child. So in this case, I have create one method named refresh data in parent child side and use the @API decorator, and inside we are write one log and it is make publicly accessible because we are use @API. Now in our parent side we are write one method handle click. Inside handle click we are fetching a child component, and in child component dot call this public refresh data method. So this is the way you can call your child component method, which is declare API decorator through. And now our HTML code in our parent HTML. So in HTML we are write one button and call the child. So handle whenever I click refresh child button, so handle click event will be called and fetch the child, and then refresh button method will be called. And if you are run this code in your component, so you can see it in your browser side. This log will be displayed when you press the refresh child button. So this is the way you can call the child method using parent side. So this is the use of @API decorator. Now our third one decorator is our second is the @track decorator. In this @track decorator, what is the use? So the @track decorator is make a property reactive, which means if the property change, the UI will automatically re-render or reflect the change. When to use the track, you only need to track for non-primitive data type such as object or array. For simple type, string, number and boolean, you don't need to track. They are reactive by default. So what is the mean of that? If you are using the track decorators, so your property will be reactive. In our LWC sync, primitive data type is by default reactive property, means string, boolean and number are by default reactive, so no need to write the track in this property. But suppose you are dealing or you are working with object or array, so in this case you have to declare the @track in your object or array, because if you are any changes in your object inside or array inside in dynamically, so these changes is not be reflected in your UI side. So this is the use case. So you can use the @track. Here I have an example. Suppose I have a user object. Inside I will create two key, name and age, and assign the value John Doe and 13 age. And I am create one method name update name. Inside update name method, I am changing the name John Doe to John Smith, Jane Smith. And now whenever user will call this update method, so update method will dynamically change the name John Doe to Jane Smith. So now our HTML page, in here I am display the name and age, and then create one button change name. Suppose first I have no declare @track and performing the process to click the button, so value our name key will be changed in your user object, but it will be not reflected in your UI side. So that's the reason you have to declare the @track. In here, without @track, this wouldn't work. If you remove the track, updating user.name wouldn't reflect in the UI because LWC would not detect the internal changes in the object. So that is the reason whatever you change inside the object, it will be not detected the LWC without mentioning the @track. So this is the way you can use the @track. The second example is in the array. You have a list of the tasks and you want to dynamically update the list when a new task is added and have a UI update automatically. So in our case, I have a one array. Inside I have a two tasks. First task is buy milk and second is walk the dog. So in this case, I have a one method add tasks which is used to add some other tasks like reading a book. So now our HTML page, inside I will be display all the tasks using the for each loop. In I am create one button to click add button, add task button. To add task method will be called, and here it will be add one other task and also be mentioned the @track. So whatever task will be added in our array, so it will be automatically reflected in your UI side. So this is also be keep in mind. If you are deal with array or object, so you must be declare @track. So that's why your UI will be reflected whatever changes in your dynamically. So this is the way you can use the @track and @track in your object and array. The third decorator name is @wire decorator in your LWC. So the wire decorator is used to connect your LWC component to Salesforce data like calling. So what is the use of wire decorator? Wire decorator you are using in your LWC to handling the Salesforce data or calling the Apex method, Salesforce record, and Salesforce object fields. In this, it is the way to fetch the data reactive and automatically when the component load or when parameter change. Means if you are, what is the mean of this line? The way to fetch the data and reactively and that automatically means if you are fetching the data via using the wire, so it is automatically up, updated or reactive when changes will be happen in your database side. So automatically fetch and load your component when parameter will be changed. So this is suppose if you are write some apex wire method and passing the parameter in your dynamically, your parameter will be changed, so wire will be automatically called and fetch new data. So this is the way you can use the wire. This is the use case. The second, why use the wire? So first is fetching the data from Salesforce like calling Apex and using the Lightning data service. This is the Lightning data service, the LWC feature to without writing any Apex to perform the CRUD operation. So this is the best feature for LWC. The second is the get reactive and auto update the data to reduce the boilerplate code. Means other if you not using the wire to fetch the apex data, calling the apex method and fetch the data, so you have to handle the promise, but in wire you don't need to write any promise or try catch blocks. So this is the way to reduce the boiler code. I have a one Apex class name is account controller. Inside I am creating the one method name is get account, and inside I am write the query to fetch the 5 account records. And here I am mentioning the aura enable catchable true, which is accessible for our LWC this method, and also be catchable true to if you are mentioned the catchable true, so which is first time your wire will be called and store the data into your cache side. So second time you are calling, so it is check your cache memory, it is value will be available, so no need to call your apex and just easily fetch the data and provide it, so reducing the call. So this is the way you can mention the catchable true whenever you are deal with wire. So here I have the JS side. I'm just import the method. First I'm writing the name of the method get accounts, and from which class I'm declare the class name account controller. And here last and side I will be so added the get account method. Now in our LWC I'm just use the decorator to put the account method name get accounts, and here I'm just added the accounts. No need to handle the try catch block. I will be just simply one line to call the method and store the data into my account objects. And here I'm just created one getter method has data which is return true and false. Where suppose I have account the record have some value, so first I'm checking account record is not empty, so it is condition will be true. Second, account dot data it will also be have a value, so it is both condition are true, so our has data return true. Now it is my HTML part. Here I am just handling the error and data. First I will has data method. Suppose my data will be successfully added into account object, so it is check account and account data both have a value, so our has data return the true and condition will be true. And inside our using the for each loop, so for each loop data dot account dot data have a list of the account, so one by one account will be assigned to the account item. And here I'm showing the all 5 account record will be displayed in our UI side. In some case our method will be throw the error, so which I have handling the below of the code account dot error. So in error have some message property. So whatever error will be throw, so you can easily show it using the message and easily identify the problem in your code. So this is the way you can handle the message through error. So this is the all three decorator in LWC to use and use it. So now I will be show the example how to working in LWC using the decorator. So I'm showing the example here. uh, I'm opening Lightning Studio. Inside my component A and component B. Component A is a parent component and component B is a child component. So I already do the code. So first I show what is the API decorator. So first this is my parent component code. So just focus the line for here. Here I am just call the child component, and child component inside we are passing the message parameters. In this message parameter which we are add the value, this is from a component, and this message will be passed to child component. So now I go to the child components. Here I am add lightning cards, and inside we have show the message. And JS side we have create one API variable at the rate API and this message come from parent side, and we are also be display here in connected callback what is the value of the message variable. And here I am use create one method refresh data is also be declared for at the rate API, and inside we are add one log and also change the value of the message. So now first we are passing the value parent to child and receive here the message variable, and this message variable also be displayed in UI side. So and then I have one created one button name is refresh data, and when I click the button, so handle click will be called from parent side. In handle click we are call fetch the child component and call the refresh data method, because we are declare the refresh data method from at the rate API. So this is available for outer component or parent component, so that's why we can call like this. So this is the parent to child data passing or call the child method from parent. So this is the, so now I will be show it. Here I'm refreshing. So first time our component will be refreshed, so this message will be displayed on child side. This is from a component here which I pass it. Okay, so this message, this component, this is from a component which I pass this message. So this message will be passed from component side and display here. Okay, now I'm just commenting any other code, so that's why you can easily understand. Okay, I'm commenting others and replace it. Now here our component will be loaded. Okay, and now you can see this message B component, and here our message will be displayed. This is from a component, so I can see it. Okay, this is B component, this is the A component, this is from A component. So now we are successfully passed the data from child to parent. Now when I click refresh button, so child method refresh data will be called and automatically update this message value. Let's check it and try to, okay. So this child data refresh method will be called, which means this, and value message will be changed child data refresh, which I changed here. So you can see it. This is the way you can call the child method from parent side. Now I will show it how to work with track in LWC. So here I have one user object. Inside we are passing for keys name, role, major and age. Name, we are add my name Parmar Suresh, and I will be roll number and these things. Now firstly we are not declare the track, and this user value will display here. So just comment this thing and comment. Okay, only comment this part. Okay, so here we are display name, age, roll number and major, and also we display the skill. Right now I'm not display the skill, only for display the user object data. And here, okay, and save it. And whenever I click the handle click method, so handle click method will be called, and here I'm changing the value, and I'm also the uncomment and save it. So what is refresh again. So first time our page will be load. So username will be Parmar Suresh, age is 24, roll number 55, major is computer, master of computer application. This thing is display here, and then we are click the refresh button. So handle click will be called, value will be changed because child refresh data method will be called, and after we are changing the name and measure in our user object. So let's check it is reflected on USR without declare the track variable. So here you can see it our object value. Now we are click, so you can see in debug side our name and major microbiology will be changed, but it is not reflected in UI side because this property are not reactive, which is means okay, without you are dealing with your object and you not declare the track variable track to denote your user object. So LWC not detect any changes in your object inside. So that's why you have to declare the track. If you are dynamically change your object value, so you must be declare the track. So that is the one case you have to declare. So let's check with declaring a track, it is reflected or not. So now this time what when I press the button, so value also be displayed in UI side. Okay, here you can see I am press, so name and measure will be changed in our button click to, and also be reflected and reload our component. So this is the importance of track, and you can also be see it. Now we are comment this line and use skill, which I not declare the track, and push the one skill communication skill and check it. So or array also be not a reactive property in LWC without using the track. So now we are reload. So what first time I have to also be display this skill in UI side. So I will save it. So now right now our 5 skill will be displayed in UI side. Then we are tracing the handle method, handle click, to add one communication skill, but it is not be reflect on UI side. Now here I'm just press, so communication skill will be added in my array but not be reflected. So that's why you can also be use @track to use in your array. And now whatever value will be changed, so automatically UI will be reflected or reload. So this is the way you can use track to object and array. You make a reactive property. So yeah, you can see it. Communication skill will be added in my array and also be reload the page. So this is the way you can use the track. Now our last decorator is the wire. So wire is used to call and fetch the calling the apex method and display. So now I have a one class example. I have created one method which is the get account. In get account we are simply write one query on account object to fetch the account record. And now we are call here import this method, and then we are call it using the wire. And here we have also be declare, which I show it in PPT. So has method will be check if not any errors, and here I'm handling. So if has method return true, so we are display the account record, or some in other case throw the error, so we display the message. So let's check how it's work. I'm refreshing my component. So those time wire through fetch the account record, and it will be display the account name all which are available in my work. So here in my work I have a, I think, 2 the 4 to the 6 9 account are available in my work. So this is the way you can fetch or call the apex method using wire. This is the way you can use in your component decorators. Thank you for watching my video.